Good morning, friends. It's been far too long since we've been able to say that to one another in person, and sadly it may be some time before we will again. But in spite of the fact that our doors here at the church may be closed, our hearts remain open and the life and ministry of Christ Church remains active still today. And it's about this important life and ministry that I want to take a few minutes to speak with you this morning. Over these past 2 months, we have adapted and expanded even where we could to ensure that the important work of bringing God and people together continues. Our virtual worship services are reaching hundreds of households every Sunday. Summer starters are providing nearly 400 breakfasts a week to students at Carson's Academy. Homemade masks are being sewn and delivered even now. And over 200 households remain connected through our weekly wellness checks. All of this while we strive to stay home and to stay healthy, not only for ourselves, but out of love and care for one another and our community. There's another part to this ministry, however, that we mustn't forget. Our prayerful and faithful financial support, which sustains the important work that we do before COVID-19, during this crisis, and well after COVID-19 will have disappeared from the headlines of our lives. No doubt you noticed that you didn't receive a traditional pledge card last fall. That's because almost all of our conversations about stewardship have focused on money, either how much you give or how much the church spends. Of course, both are important. Without the generosity of you and all our members, the ministry we are all care about wouldn't be possible. And without the sound financial tools that we have in place, no one would trust us with their gifts. But stewardship is something more. It involves our money, but it's not simply about our money. Stewardship is about us, about our relationship to God, and our activity and contentment in daily life. Stewardship is about how we relate to God's great generosity and how we reveal God's abundance through our lives. Our financial gift is a unique, personal response of gratitude to God, which, when enriched by our prayers, has the potential to deepen our trust in God and our joy in each day that God provides us. So the vestry and I, along with the generosity team that we have assembled, invite you to join us this Eastertide as we take the next step in our joyful journey to generosity. One tool the generosity team put together is a giving path made up of 5 steps, each reflecting a deepening understanding of God in our life, and each providing a unique, natural expression of thanks. Some in our community may find themselves exploring their relationship to God in Christ. Perhaps you're becoming increasingly aware of God's blessings for you in your daily life. Or maybe you're just testing the waters of Christ's way of living in the world. For those who are exploring Christ in this way, we invite you to make an intentional, relational gift of gratitude. Any amount is wonderful and greatly appreciated. You see, it's not the amount that matters. Instead, we encourage you simply to make an intentional, relational gift of gratitude. Others among us are growing in Christ, for whom the way of Jesus may still be new, but who are actively seeking to grow in the same love with which Jesus lived, the same love revealed on the cross and the same joy experienced at Easter. If this is you, we encourage you to make an intentional, proportional gift. That is, to go through the intentional step of relating your annual gift proportionally to your annual income. 2 things. First, you don't have to do math. We'll make it as easy as possible by giving you a chart to help. Second, you don't have to tell me or anyone what that proportion is. That's between you and God. Again, it's not the amount or even the proportion that matters. All we ask is that you do the work prayerfully to discern where God is calling you today. Still others among us will find that they are not only growing in knowledge, but deepening in their love for Christ. For you, we encourage you not only to make a proportional gift, yes, that still involves the chart, but to increase your gift by at least 1% of your annual income. Now, some might ask, is this before or after taxes, or does it include investment income? Well, that's all between you and God. But if God is inviting you to take a step closer to his love, then we encourage you to take that step and to increase your gift in joyful gratitude accordingly. Of course, there are some in our community who already find their lives centered on Christ, for whom Christ is both the focus and heart of life, not at the expense of other relationships, but enriching them all. If this is you, we encourage you to become a tither. Yes, giving 10% of your income in joyful thanks to God and for the furtherance of God's mission in the world. Still others of us have been called to work for the transformation of the world for Christ. Individuals who are giving beyond a tithe to ensure that Christ's ministry flourishes and that others come to know the fullness of God's love. If this is you, we thank you for your generous and transformative gift to Christ Church. Friends, no one but you knows where you are on this journey. And wherever you are, whether you're exploring, growing, deepening, centered, or transforming for Christ, we celebrate your journey and we invite you to take the next step. So how do we do this? Well, there are 3 things that we encourage you to do. First, pray. Stewardship is about our relationship with God, so start in prayer with God. Over the coming weeks, we encourage you to carve out just a few minutes each day to invite God into your day. First, give thanks. Name something for which you are grateful for today. Second, ask, how is God calling you to give thanks through your financial gift this year? Let this question reside with you over the coming weeks. Third, join us each week as we explore a unique aspect of our generosity as a part of our journey in Christ this year. Finally, join us virtually on May 31st for Pentecost, which will also be Taking the Next Step Sunday, as we offer our personal estimate of giving as an act of intentional prayer and worship in gratitude to God for all that God gives, from our creation and preservation to all the blessings of this life, none of which is greater than the love and grace we know in Christ. Friends, I hope you will join us as we take the next step in joyful generosity, and even more as we take the next step in prayerful gratitude to God.